Welcome to another episode of Driving to the Res
with your favorite hosts,
Inelia
and Larry.
Good job.
Oh yeah, I think we did good. Today.
Hi, BB.
Hi, BB.
BB wants to join. I'm sure she just let...
Oh, yeah. She went all over my mic. All right, that was PB sounds.
Okay, PB sounds.
Yeah.
Tweety birds, chickens.
Tweety birds, chickens.
Probably we'll have a little bit of Romeo.
We're not actually inside the chicken coop. But our chickens are pets and they run around free. Guarded by our dog. Lucy was sleeping after her
Sleeping on the job. She stays up at night.
Yeah, she stayed up at night, keeping all the coyotes away and all the...
Have you looked at your cherry tree recently?
My cherry tree? No,
it's 12 feet tall.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. It's a dwarf tree, so...
It's not very dwarf.
I don't know what happened to it.
I think that's fine.
I think it's the Hopi love.
Yeah, he's done a good job with those.
Mm-hmm. They haven't given us any cherry. Well, we had one cherry last year.
One cherry last year.
That the birds ate. And I think this year we have 3. And I'm thinking...
That's like 3 times as many.
Yeah, I think the birds will probably eat those too.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we'll put a little bag around them.
Yeah, I have seen, I think my dad had one of those covered his trees up with a...
We don't need to cover the whole tree because there's only 3 cherries in it, so...
We could use a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, no, you need a mesh so that they breathe, you know.
Cherries breathe?
Yes, they're alive.
Yeah, but... Okay.
Ooh, you know what I'd like?
No.
I want one of those machines that you connect to the plants and they sing to you. Or they learn how to sing and make sounds.
Wow. They sing and they make sounds?
Yeah, do you remember that? We saw one in a...
Oh, wow. Yeah, we did see that.
Yeah, we did. In a video.
Was a lady was hooked up her trees.
Yeah,
her plants.
Yeah. I would like to do the trees. I'd like to hook up the trees. Especially that giant one in the back of the property.
What is that thing called?
Something like...
Symphony of... Something with symphony, was it?
I don't remember. Hopefully... I will get one this month.
So are you working on instantly manifesting that?
Yes, please.
Music of the plants. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
MOTP machine.
That's what I want. I want one of those machines, please. Yes. Yes, MOTP. MOTP.
Yes, music of the plant.
Music of the plants. Yeah.
Direct communication with plants via the universal language of music.
What I'm thinking, what really excited me about what I watched on that video was that they mentioned that some people started playing around with those machines. I don't know if those particular machines, but the feedback ones from the plants.
Yeah.
And they hooked up some plants and they were able to figure out that they could move themselves around the room. Mm-hmm. And then they would find their most premium locations that they wanted to be at. So I suppose that they were hooked up to some wheels that their plant pots had or something. And then they were also able to open and close the windows. And also lock the door.
To get the plants to lock the door?
Yeah, so sometimes if a person would come in that they didn't like or were coming towards them that they didn't like, they would lock the door. And only allow some people in. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Lock the door, keep them out. Do you think they ever lock the door and keep them in?
I don't know, maybe. Yeah, maybe they want to
like. That like very, very much.
So I'd like to know more about that, but I couldn't find any information about it. It just mentioned in a video. So if anybody that's listening knows where that research is or the results and how they did it, I would love to get that link.
Probably the ones who invented the music of the plants.
It's possible, but I looked and I couldn't find it, so yeah. You don't have to look for it.
Okay, I won't.
He grabs his phone and starts looking.
Start searching. Well, if you want to instantly manifest thing, you're going to need a partner.
Yeah. Or several partners, maybe.
Or maybe, yes.
Yeah. Here comes the truck. We're outside and driving to the race outside the Shem Shack. Wow, they're scraping the barrel on that one. Did you see how tiny the trees were that they logged?
Yeah, they call that cutting the grass, I think.
Oh. It's a logging truck.
Yeah, we were watching a couple of the crazy, or the most dangerous roads, and it seems like, I don't know, it charges me a little bit being a bride and groom of Gaia, or a guild of Gaia, or a broom of Gaia. I don't even know what we call ourselves, honestly. But, you get the drift. We have the contract with Gaia. And one of the contract line items has to do with carrying low frequency energies, and one of those is righteousness.
Oh, yeah.
And righteousness is one that I'm not going to say most, I'll say frequent.
I was like,
Grooms of Gaia.
Grooms and Brides of Gaia carry, yes.
Strongly.
I haven't met one that doesn't.
Okay, so I could say most then and be quite fine, because
you want to be politically
we've
correct
met
about
almost all of them, and pretty much all of us have a degree of righteousness when it comes to guardian of Gaia,
Yes.
Because
my goodness, intensely, yes.
It does feel like that's low frequency engagement, and of course, watching the show, these people are in the. It's like a transition between paradigms. Honestly, they were in one paradigm. They're shifting to another paradigm. The new paradigm has introduced to them this concept of survival. They must X, Y, Z in order to survive, in order to have a better life, in order to
get
what
TV.
They used to do, quite, I guess, freely. Maybe, I don't even know, because
we don't know anything about.
We have watched some of the like super old paradigm ones. I don't mean by old paradigm as negative or low frequency, just the okay. There's places in the Amazon, right? Amazonia or something like that, where it's forbidden for people to make contact with the tribes that haven't come out of the jungle. Even if they show themselves, you're not allowed to make contact with them, and if you do, you might have to go to prison.
Yeah.
If you get caught.
Yeah.
And they say that's because disease and things like that.
Yeah.
And they want the natural humans to stay where they are, I guess. I'm not sure the total reason. I really didn't look at it too much. But it's like
Well, look at the ones that did come out of the jungle into the towns.
Right, the ones that did come out of the jungle that are already in the town aren't allowed to talk to the ones that are in the jungle and didn't come out of the jungle yet to go into the towns.
But those ones in the town, they weren't doing good.
They weren't doing good either. They were doing what they had to do to survive.
But also, most were alcoholics, and it was bad. It was very, very bad. The righteousness went off the roof on that one.
Off the roof, because it's like it's like, I don't even know where to go with this anymore. It's like I guess it's an illustration of the power over others process at work.
Yeah.
And you're just looking at, this is how it was done here 100 years ago, and here, 500 years ago, and here, 1,000 years ago, and here, 1,500 years ago, or however many years ago it starts, right?
Yeah.
Same process, same tools, same playbook, and same result.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. Welcome to the new paradigm in that paradigm. But this shows we're a decade or more older, probably.
Well, here's the thing.
And so, since then, things have changed and
they?
are changing. Well, I like to think so.
Mm-hmm. When you talk about new paradigm and old paradigm, I think we're talking about different things. I think we're talking about Western culture and Native American culture rather than paradigms. Because the way that I see the paradigm shift is high frequency, low frequency, and all of the people of the planet, or a great majority of the people of the planet, shifted into the low frequency paradigm several thousand years ago, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 years ago, including all the native peoples around the world. So they had power over other games too, enslavement and all sorts of things, war, all those things that you see today as like the little games that people play and the big games that people play, that is power over others. And that's what I see as a paradigm shift. I think what you're talking about is cultural.
Well, what I was talking about
Society.
was the impression that it would be a different paradigm, moving from the jungle with no contact with the Western world to being in the jungle and having Western world contact, like trucks and cars and soda pop and beer and whatever, and moving from the country to the city, and moving from the city to the West, like from South America to North America, or from Africa to Europe, or something like that. It's like each one of those feels like a different paradigm to that person, probably, but it's exactly the same, just a different playboard of the same game. Right?
Yeah.
So they're all playing a low frequency game,
Yeah.
probably.
Same paradigm, but different culture.
Different playboard.
Yeah, different playboard.
Yeah. Because the ones in the jungle we were watching that hadn't come out, what did they come out to the jungle to ask for?
A T-shirt.
Some shirts. Give me a shirt. Give me a shirt.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was interesting.
Yeah.
And so the righteous grooms, you see the exploitation of
The jungle.
the jungle people
They were
to
so
cut down their own
happy.
jungle
Yeah.
and ruin their own survival,
Yeah.
which actually creates a dependency on them, on somebody else to survive. Instead of,
Yeah.
I suppose, depending on the jungle to provide, they depend on another thing to provide.
Yeah, the one we watch is like the oil companies were in
Yeah.
getting all the oil, and they would pay the tribes a monthly fee.
Oh yeah, that one too.
Yeah.
They get paid to
just
do nothing.
To do nothing and drink beer all day. Of course, they were very happy about that, right?
Yeah, it's hard to argue with TV and
And
beer.
they started a school to train them to be good workers. So, yeah, how could you go wrong?
Yeah. So when you think about it and you look at these, like, oh, how quaint. What you don't seem to realize sometimes is that's the same thing here.
It is. Yeah, it
Except
is
for
the
it's a
same.
different playboard, but the same game, same tools, same everything, right?
It is, yeah. Beer, other types of alcohol, drugs, enslavement. Yeah. They have flushing toilets, though, here.
Right, I'm sure that's a big improvement for some. But essentially, I suppose if you were to name a paradigm, that would be survival and power over others, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so if you were to name a truly new paradigm, not a different game board of power over others and survival, what would you call it?
I would call it empowered flourishing.
Empowered flourishment?
Yes.
That has a little ring to it, but I think it needs a little bit more massaging. Empowered flourishment. Flourishing and empowered.
Yeah.
Effany.
Effany.
Effany. I like that. It has a nice ring to it. Effany. All right, well, we'll see if we remember Effany. Effany is our magic word for new paradigm. Because new paradigm has been used a lot.
Yeah,
I think we need to seed a new word.
I think it can be easily misunderstood, or it depends on the person's definition that's using it and all sorts of things, right?
So are you in agreement to seed the word Effany?
I will have to look it up first. Make sure I know all the definitions around it.
I don't think it is a word. I think it's a created word.
You created it?
I think we created it. You're sitting here with me.
Effany.
Effiny. Effany. Effany means a magic store. Effany music. They make a boutique music. What does Effany mean? How popular is the baby name Effany? There's Effany clothes. They're women long sleeve cardigans.
I was just thinking about cardigans today.
How were you?
Yeah, I was thinking about hoodies, with the zipper in the front. They're like cardigans.
Probably you're speaking like a language that has nothing to do with trucks or cars or boats, right?
You have no idea what I'm talking about? Cardigans and hoodies?
I think I heard of a cardigan as some kind of a sweater.
With the buttons on the front and opening the front.
Oh yeah, the kind of shirts that I don't wear. Sure.
Okay, yes. Yeah. So Larry, what I'm interested in hearing is when are we filming and publishing our next Cooking to the Res?
Oh, Ephany. E is for enduring forever. Will your memory remain? F is for future, always looking ahead. F is for fair, always honest and true. I is for immaculate, keeping it tidy. N is for novel, don't get too complicated. And Y is for youthful, your eternal look. That's a pretty good word.
Yeah, it's a good job. You invented it just now.
Well, yeah, thank you.
So, anyways, very typical of what's been happening with the
Redirection.
recording of the Cooking to the Res, the redirection and avoidance.
I was going to do a cooking with the res with our chili, because you love that chili. But, as usual,
you cooked it in the middle of the night?
I cooked it at the wrong time for a show. And we didn't have a good topic set aside. I mean, we don't have to set aside a topic, but my idea with our cooking on the res show is that we have a topic that we talk about. We have a food that we make, and there were 3 things. Remember?
There were 3 things to talk about?
3 things to focus on. Maybe a place, a thing, a food, and a topic, like aliens or something.
We make it very complicated for ourselves rather than just record you when we're cooking.
Right, sort of like our... Well, as I watch and I discover more about YouTubers and their lifestyle choices and the things that they make and do that bring them successes, they don't need a excuse to do it. They're doing it because they really want to be doing whatever they're doing. They're just incorporating in it a video and a little bit of conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like some of them want to do a YouTube channel because they love video editing. Some of them want to do a YouTube channel because they love driving their Jeep in the woods and camping. And now they got an excuse. Well, I'm doing it for work. This is my job. I got to go camp in the woods with my Jeep.
Exactly.
And some like to ride their motorcycles. Some like to ride their their mountain bikes. Oh yeah. Some like to drive their logging trucks. Ooh, quite an old one. Yes, you probably noticed that the price of lumber is through the roof and the trucks are going like crazy.
Yeah, they're cutting a lot of forestry down.
And they're selling about 1,000 acres on our road.
Yeah.
Because the logging company...
Probably 300 acres.
More like 1,000 because there's a 300 acres
300,000.
spot. Oh, 300,000 acres?
Yes, probably.
Tons of it. I was riding my friend's electric motorcycle, freezing, because I had not thought about temperature. I just was going to go for a quick ride. And once I got going, I didn't stop. But even though it's the middle of summerish, yesterday...
No. Is it?
Yeah, look, it's all green.
It's
Everything's
June.
green and it's warm. The sun comes
I thought it
out.
was still spring, but it could be summer.
It is June. June is definitely summer.
Okay.
At least June solstice. Isn't there a June solstice or something?
22nd, I think. Or 21st. Depends. It falls into different dates, I think.
It's a relatively important edge day.
It is. It's very, very important.
So we're probably late spring, early summer. Anyway, yesterday after the rain went away, I went for a ride.
It got cold last night.
I literally froze, yeah. I had a coat, but I didn't have gloves. Who thinks you need gloves? It's June.
I know.
Just for a quick ride down the road.
And the day before, or 2 days before, it was so hot.
We were sweating, really,
Yeah,
literally.
we had to nearly put the AC on.
I was going to bring it in, remember?
Yeah, yeah.
And to go do yard work, I had to wear shorts.
Yep, you did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very strange. Anyways.
So we were talking about going for that ride, right?
No, we were talking about you
and
filming.
And the hundreds of acres for sale on our road.
The Cooking to the Res. I'm very difficult to veer away from a topic.
Excuse me?
It's very difficult to veer me away from a topic.
Yes, once you get teeth into it.
Yeah.
So, as far as taking videos
What's
of me
your process?
cooking,
Yeah.
part of the issues are around. I think. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, we'll carry on working on that one very diligently.
I did buy the thingies. I got tripod. I got a stable cam. We got our Mevo camera. We got that back from the place it was resting. We got my iPad died, remember, so I can't use it.
Well, my iPad is not dead, so I can use
but
that
mine
one.
is. And we got that vlogger pack that we got for Christmas. All of those boxes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So we have literally all of the little bits and bobs you need. We have those microphones.
Yeah,
We really have no
nice
excuse,
microphones, yeah.
except for other things get in front of it.
Like you said you wanted to shave the other day, so I couldn't start filming you because you hadn't shaved. You still haven't shaved.
Yeah. I've been thinking about it every day and every morning
shaving.
and every afternoon, yeah.
And then you said you wanted to get a haircut before you did it.
Yeah, and
You went into town and you didn't get a haircut.
I was closed when I went there.
Oh.
I looked at the little wheelie wasn't going.
Dang.
Yeah. So we might have to drop all of these things and just film again.
Film you with your hair sticking out of your nose and ears and...
Excuse me, I don't have that.
Well, one of the other things that people have been waiting very patiently with for many months now is the Instant Manifestation Workshop that we're going to release online at ibenzacademy.com. And if you want to buy it and get a $555 coupon off on the checkout, put in the coupon name Inelia. Inelia. Just in case you didn't know my name. So if you get that, you get a massive amount off it.
Why do you have a coupon?
Because I love coupons. I love money off things. I don't like paying sticker price myself, and when I see a good deal, I love it. So I love creating good deals and coupons, and really good coupons. I love that. I'm always looking for, if something I'm on the border about, and then it says, oh, get 20% off or 10% off with this coupon. I click, okay. Because I just love it. I love the coupons.
That's fine. I know I kind of, when I'm looking at something, then I got to go buy it. And I've evaluated, how is this going to serve me or who I'm getting it for the next 10 years or 15 years or 20 years? Or, look at the value proposition. The benefit, cost analysis, blah, 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 boy stuff.
Boy stuff.
Yeah.
No, ooh, it's pretty. Ooh, that
Is this
looks cool.
the longest lasting one? Is it durable? Is this something that's going to last a long time? Is it going to change my life in any way? Helps me evaluate whether or not go for it or not. And when I get to the, okay, this is the one I need. This is the best choice right now that I can find. I'm satisfied with this one. I'm going to buy it. And then they has a little box says, enter your coupon. I'm like,
oh, where's the coupon?
Now I got to go look for a coupon. Because, it's really hard to just go ahead and go without putting something in the box.
Yeah.
They did have a thing that's supposed to put those codes in automatically.
Sometimes,
The honeybee thing or something like that.
Honeybee? What?
I don't know what it's called.
I don't know. I've never heard of those.
I think it's a honeybee thing. Might be a different name, but that's what rings my bell. So I type in coupon code for whatever the thing is. And then about 50 of them will show up, and then you go put them in, and like 1% of the time they work.
1% of the time they work, yeah.
Then I got a coupon code from Dr. Cohen.
You did?
And I went and bought the thing for you.
Oh, you did?
The light, the sauna light.
Oh, the sauna light, yes.
Yeah, we didn't buy the big, huge EMF tent sauna with 4 bulbs, chairs in the middle, $7,000.
Can you tell us a bit more about
Sauna space.
Why the red light though? Before we gone to buying the coupon thing.
Well, I was going to say that the sauna space, SAUNA I thought it was SONI.
Oh.
So when I first looked for it, I was like,
couldn't
there's
find
no
it.
lights that were showing up at all.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember how I figured it out, but I figured out that it's sauna, SAUNA space. And it has to do with that spectrum of light.
Uh-huh.
The backstory has to do with
Wait.
Saturn.
Before we go into the back story,
Yes.
how did you spell it originally?
Sauna space. SONI. Sauna.
S-O-
Sauna. Like Sonic.
Oh!
I thought it had to do with sound.
Got it.
But it has to do with sauna. Because it's a infrared sauna.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about. The infrared light.
Got it.
One of the things with infrared light is it activates your mitochondria, which are the little worker bees in your cells, I guess one way to look at them. And they get energy from infrared light.
You know
so if they're functioning, they're cleaning out your body and doing this thing that they're designed to do. And if they don't have fuel, they don't do that.
I think we talked a little bit about this before last year.
Maybe, probably.
Yeah. Because I remember talking about how when I was a kid in the 80s, I went to visit a friend who had injured her leg.
Yep.
And the NHS had given her one of these red lights to sit in front.
Yep.
And she had to wait for it because it was in the NHS at the time. You had to wait for things to come back before they could give them out again. So anyways, she was sitting there with this light. And I was like, light, you know? And she said, yeah, this red light, it helps with the healing. So this has been known for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Forever, right?
Yes. And they've used these lights in the past for SAD, seasonal affective disorder. Anyone from the northern latitudes is probably familiar with these things. In the winter, you start having no sunshine.
Can you tell me, is this the same as the red lights we bought for our baby chickens last year?
Those are similar, but not exactly the same.
They're red.
They are red and they're infrared heat, but I don't think they're the same spectrum emission.
Oh, okay.
Because the bulb is made with different metal inside, I think. I didn't do enough research to say definitively how they are different, but one of the main differences has to do with the EMF output.
Okay.
The electrical and electromagnetic frequency outputs are specifically designed for this healing.
Okay.
And the ones for like keeping your chicks warm is specifically designed for heat.
Okay.
So it's like the
So these
the
are
point
not
and the
hot?
purpose are different. Oh yeah, they have heat also.
Oh, okay.
Although I think that's why they call it a sauna.
Right, because saunas get hot, huh?
Right. So you said you didn't really want to sit in a sauna.
No.
And I didn't want to go on a $7,000 experiment, build a whole building in the side of this thing on something that you might likely not even sit in because it's too hot in there.
Yeah.
So we just got one of the light bulbs in its little case. And that's still a bit expensive because a light bulb's $70.
It's
and
a pretty expensive bulb, huh?
It's an expensive bulb, but the bulb with the shelf and the whole thing to plug it in and the EMF whatever controller, the whole 9 yards, something like $400.
Wow.
Which is a lot for one bulb.
It is. Yeah.
But it might not be a lot for one bulb.
If
If the effects of it are
healing,
life-changing, then $400 is quite cheap.
So
we don't know.
Would you like to explain why you're getting like all these healing modality things for me, like the water and the light bulb?
We have swirly water, which is structured water.
Yes, and we
have Brown's gas, which is hydrogen, oxygen, and hydrogen and oxygens and various monoatomic structures of hydrogen and all kinds of things. And we have this ultraviolet light. Ultraviolet, infrared, I'm not sure the spectrum, but the red light. And we're going to combine all of them to heal you.
So why do I need healing?
Because if you don't get healing, then you will feel, I guess, limited. And if you're limited, then you're less productive and a lot less fun.
Yeah, well, that's fine when I'm not healed. In which ways do I need healing?
Well, you have injuries from pre-birth,
Yes.
injuries from birth, injuries from childhood, injuries from teenage years, injuries from the period of time in your teenage years to your adult years that are suppressed, and injuries since then. None of them have really been adequately addressed because your disconnection between your physical body and your non-physical self.
So, how come the reconnecting with the physical body exercise from the Ascension 101 course didn't?
It did work.
Okay, tell me how it worked.
It brought me into your life.
Yes.
Because if you remember correctly, you would be gone already.
Yeah, that's true.
We're on 4 years past your due date.
Yeah. There's a lot of tracks today.
I think we need to find a better location next time. Or a better time at the location.
Yeah, on a Sunday there's no trucks.
I don't know why it's so busy. It's Grand Central Station and we're literally in the middle of nowhere.
I know, it's weird.
Right.
So healing.
So there's healing story on a co-creative aspect of it.
Exactly. So when you get connected with your physical body elemental, and you and your physical body elemental agree that you want to heal and you want to carry on living, then you conjointly will create a healing story. Yes. Right? A healing story that's believable and doable for you to fix anything on the injuries and other items that you might have brought in throughout your life, right?
Right.
So these are excellent healing stories, and you're a very good finder of excellent healing stories. You found a cure for cancer, for example, that is very inexpensive.
$5 a week.
And easy to take, and it cures, as far as I can say it, because I'm not a doctor, it has cured thousands of people that I know of. Right?
Yes, definitely. If anybody needs to know the name, I will definitely include it in
links.
Links. Talk with me now.
You can check it out.
Or walk with me now, both of them.
We can't give medical advice, but I can tell you that I
can give you anecdotal advice.
I don't have it. Oh, what happened,
it's the cat, Dora.
Yeah.
Theodora's name is...
Peepee does not like Theodora getting close to us.
Okay, good job. No cat in our lap.
What happened now?
Now what you gonna do?
She's stuck now.
Yeah, so that worked. It works a champ. It works agnostically and excellently, and fast.
So I've talked about a few times about my arm injuries and
motorcycle crash.
Yeah, when I was 18, brain damage and arm injuries. Took a huge chunk out of my life. And for many years I'd look at it and I would speak to my body and say, hey, should we heal this? And she would say, nope. And she'd give me the reasons why not, become musically obsessed, or I would start climbing mountains without ropes and stuff like that, or drive too fast on a motorbike.
Yes.
So she didn't want me to. The other cat.
Could it be Brad? What's wrong with Brad? Come on, Brad.
Hi, Brad.
Brad is not disturbed by puppy at all.
Barking puppies.
Such a kitty.
Now she pretends to be doing something else.
Just sniffing.
And then about a few months ago, I looked at it. I looked at my arm. It started hurting like really, really strongly. I hadn't done for many years.
Yeah, I remember when you wanted me to carry your luggage.
That was so many years ago.
That was quite a few years ago. Yeah, since then, it's healed. Or it got better for a while. And it came back again?
No. The pain that I felt the other day was more like I felt just after the accident. It was pretty deep.
Ooh, that's
and
sharp.
It brought my attention to my arm.
I see.
Okay, so it lasted a few seconds, and he brought my attention to my arm. And I looked at my arm, and then my body said, we're ready to heal this. And I'm like, whoa, that's intense. How am I going to manifest a story, a healing story, that repairs an old scar tissue?
Yeah, because
right?
That's not a common thing.
No, I've never heard of it. I mean, there's like creams you can buy that say get
I've
rid of
seen that on late night TV.
Yeah, get rid of your scars. But
I saw it on the checkout aisle at Costco too.
Yeah, they don't actually work. I've tried those, and you don't. Especially the injuries and the scars are inside, right?
Right, you can't get that cream in there.
Not on your skin. And so, like, that would be interesting because I know this healing story is coming. I know it. And I mentioned it to you. I said, okay, we're ready. And then a few days later, you found the healing story that cures old scars. Heals it, put it back together, puts the body back together how it was meant to be originally.
Turns on the regeneration.
Yeah.
In a sense, yeah.
Do you want to talk about that healing story?
Well, yeah, sure. It's similar to this, where this is coming to you. I have and listen to the same kind of things, people that have their ear to the ground and talk to interesting people about interesting to us things. Mm-hmm. And these usually are things that you don't read about on the cover of People magazine checking out at Walmart, mm-hmm. or see it on the, say, Channel 7 News, mm-hmm. or even so much on YouTube, actually. You kind of have to be
really
tapped into
yeah.
a different stream of data coming in. So in this case, things like Dr. Cowan's podcast or the Higher Side Chats podcast, mm-hmm. or places like that.
Yeah.
There's Telegram groups, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're pinged in a way, it's like, oh, wow, let me look at this for a minute. And then you listen for a bit. You say, that's believable.
It's believable. Totally believable.
Here's the story. Here's the journey. Here's the reason. Here's the why. There was a very clean this, that, or the other. There's no manipulations. There's no low frequency reasons. And, these kind of things. Mm-hmm. You evaluate the story and if you can engage with it. And then I say, I think that's worth a try.
Yeah.
What's the cost and benefit analysis? And, do the boy stuff.
Right.
And at the end of it, go.
Yeah.
And in this case, guess what?
What?
Higher Side Chats had a $500 coupon.
Oh, nice.
So it's like, okay, sold. Yeah. So we got a thing called it generates Brown's gas at a level that's safe to inhale. Yeah, it's Aquacure. Aquacure, yeah. They also make the same machine in China to cut metal and do jewelry and things like that. He uses brown gas as a torch. Yeah. But Aquacure fella has modified it in quite a few ways to make it safe for you to use to breathe the gas.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to breathe flammable gas. No, that's probably dangerous, a bad idea. Yeah. Especially gas that can explode or implode with static electric charge.
Right.
Very, very bad idea. So you want to inhale it at a percentage rate so low that it can't spark. Yeah. What, PB? So he's taken one of those machines or one of those companies and modified it in quite a few ways to make it safe for breathing. Mm-hmm. And he's done a lot of research over the years and a lot of personal experience over the years and a lot of people's experience using it over the years to say with some certainty that it has an effect. Mm-hmm. It's a measurable effect. It handles and helps heal things that you don't expect it would heal. Yep. And here's some plausible reasons why. Mm-hmm. And those are the ones that go far, far, far back into alternative even history,
Yeah.
With Saturn being a brown dwarf, an electric universe, and hydrogen being one of our primary, it is the primary gas of our body.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere and the way that we get our hydrogen being compromised through destroying the bacteria that generate the hydrogen in our body, which happens to be in our colon. Yeah. And it's not like yogurt. You can't just go eat yogurt for that. You have to do something different. And what that different thing is I don't know. I couldn't even find out.
Right, yeah.
But to supplement it, you just breathe it direct, and your body exhales it when it's saturated. Until it's saturated, it just uses it.
And it's not even new, is it? I mean, Eastern countries like China and Japan, they've been using this for a long time.
No, they've been using them as oxygen bars and things like that for a while, because
hydrogen.
it has an effect.
Yeah.
Sometimes the oxygen bars are just straight oxygen. Other times they're Brown's gas.
Yeah.
It just depends on the place. But basically, it's not a new technology, but it is not a widely accepted thing.
No.
Many people think it's actually dangerous, even.
Right. Well, I started trying it 3 days ago, wasn't it?
Oh, maybe a week or so.
Because we got it, but then it sat in the kitchen until we managed to figure out how to set it up.
It's funny
which is easy.
Yeah, it was pretty easy, but it was a fiddly thing that took a co-creator to come help.
Yeah.
Even though there really wasn't much steps to it. Make some lye, pour it in, turn it on. Done. Literally.
Oh, you needed some distilled water, though. So
oh, yes, I had to go find a distiller, hook it on, turn it on. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
There were steps, but it wasn't complicated. There was a big box full of a lot of parts.
I know. It was a little bit overwhelming when you open the box, but then you watch his video and it's so simple.
Right.
Very simple.
So one of the things he said was that hydrogen is a nutrient that you're mostly and everyone is lacking in because of what we just said. Your colon isn't generating very much hydrogen because the bacteria in it have been compromised by antibiotics and glyphosates and things like that. So since it's compromised, you're always in a deficient state, and since you're in that deficient state, your body's regeneration isn't active because the energy that it has, it's preserved for survival.
Right.
You're put into survival mode.
Yeah. So that's very interesting because in a way, the human collective right now, it's going through a cleansing, but it's also shifting. We talked a little bit about that just now and last week as well. What happens next, what do you want to happen next?
Yeah.
And it goes from survival to thriving.
Ephany.
It goes into ephany.
Yes.
And in a way, when you start ingesting hydrogen in a way that's bioavailable for your body, it goes from pure survival to now have enough left over so that now I can start actually repairing the stuff that I should have repaired years ago.
Yeah, repair and regenerate, right?
I remember as a little child, I remember that I used to get injuries. It's actually, I'm not going to say how, but they were deep and bleeding a lot and they were not nice, especially around my face. And the energy behind the person doing that was so that I would get scarred so I wouldn't be prettier than her, right? Anyways, it would be very frustrating for her, and it would be a wonder to me that after a few days, the injuries would all heal up and there were no scars. I don't have any scars in my face from it. And it was like that was normal,
Right.
That you get cut, you get deep injuries, but they go away and there's no scars.
Right.
And then, after a few years, I remember the last time that I was very, very, it's like, actually it's not there anymore, but maybe it's there. I got a scar when I was about 8. I got a splinter, a piece of wood in my arm. It went really deep and into my arm, and I couldn't get it out. It was quite big, and my all swelled up and everything, and eventually it popped out. It came out by itself. And then there was this big hole kind of line, and I'm one of those people who, if you have a scab, you pick at it, So for years I had this massive scar, but eventually it went away, because I can't see it now. I think I see a little bit of it now that I'm looking in the sunlight. Oh yeah, there it is. Tiny little scar, right? You can hardly see it. You really have to look, but that was quite prominent and big at one point. And eventually, it's like it goes away, but it takes a long, long time. That one did, because I was 8, right? But then after a while, the scars that I received when I had the motorbike accident, they never went away, right? I still have those, like quite deep in my body. And the brain damage that occurred from it also, I mean, I'm much better now. I can do numbers and things. You know, the healing started when I started learning music, on the brain part. Excuse me. But this one, it feels like my body is just gagging for this hydrogenated air all the time. It's like all day. I take a little bit in the morning because you said 20 minutes or 10 minutes, you said, and it's like, nah, it's not enough. So I went to 20 minutes in the morning and I do 20 minutes at night. And my body's like, no, we need more, we need more, we need more. But he says not to do more, you know, just start with a few minutes a day.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to ramp into it. It's like he said, if you show up to the banquet from
starvation,
2 years on a desert island eating only coconuts, and you're starving to death, and then you sit down at the banquet and eat a giant meal, you're going to feel sick.
Yeah, you're going to get
sick. So if you have too much at once, it might make you feel sick. So a little slower is safer, but obviously you can eat to your you have some degree of control over it, in that if it's not making you feel sick, then you can
have some
more, right?
Yeah. And the drinking of the water as well. The water gets infused with the hydrogen, and then you can drink it or put it on your skin.
Yep. The experience of the water, of bubbling the water and saturating it with the hydrogen. It's more than just hydrogen, by the way. It's hydrogen plus other things. Brown's gas has more than just hydrogen in it.
Okay.
But for the sake of simplicity, you just call it hydrogen infused. So the water is infused with hydrogen. It takes about 10 minutes, and it holds its infusion for about a day or so. Some parts of your body heal better or absorb the hydrogen better with the water applied to your body topically, like on your skin. Some parts of your body need it, you drink it. Some parts of your body, you inhale it. But basically there's more than one way for it to get in.
Right.
And depending on the body and depending on the thing, some things are more effective than others.
Right.
So if you do all of it, then you pretty much covered all the bases.
You covered your bases.
Your bases. For me, it's just drinking it. I'm not really into the breathing it yet. And maybe that's...
Yeah, can you tell me about that? Because it was really funny. You know, you were so enthusiastic and everything. You brought it in. You gave me put the thing in my face so I could breathe in the gas and the water. And then, Larry, have you had it yet? Well, I had some water. And that was it.
I need to go probably a little bit slower, I guess, because my body wants to drink the water at certain times, usually in the evening, and usually if I haven't eaten anything.
Okay.
So if I'm not ate for 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours, then a big glass of that water is what my body wants. And after I drink it, I feel a bit dizzy. Oh. And then the dizzy goes away, and then I'm hungry. Oh. So that's probably how my body is absorbing it.
Have you been in touch with your body to see if it wants healing?
I'm the boss of my body.
Because sometimes bodies, like I said, mine would say no for many years about the healing, right?
Right. Well, when I say I'm the boss of my body, I mean that sort of jokingly.
Okay.
And I hadn't checked. I assumed, having had a long relationship with my body, if I'm doing it, we're doing it.
Yeah.
We're a partnership.
Yeah.
So if it's in here and I absorb it in that way, and we're both happy with it, then that's the way for us.
Okay.
So I didn't have that conversation. That conversation was had in the buying it and bringing it and turning it on and hooking it up and boiling it and bubbling it and drinking it. Did you?
With your body?
Uh-huh.
No. Shall we ask him now?
Sure.
Okay. Larry's body, are you ready to heal?
Well, the funny thing is the answer comes before you even ask the question.
And?
It was yes, of course.
Would you like
So
to...
we were looking at this
Yeah.
scar. We have a scar on our knee.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's a funny kind of thing when you say it that way too. We have a scar on our knee.
Yes. Will you start breathing the gas?
Likely.
Okay, Larry's physical body. What is the resistance on drinking breathing the gas?
It has to do with interrupting your process.
How will you getting healed interrupt my process?
It has to do with moving the machine, sitting there in your space. It's yours to do and prioritize. And you have your bag with your mask in it and your spot, and you're doing it like a
champ.
like a champ. So no interruptions. Don't interfere. Allow that part.
I have a solution for that.
I'm not going to buy another one.
No. If you may have noticed that the machine is actually in the middle between both of our desks.
Yes.
So today I'm going to clean your desk and set up your chair.
Don't touch my desk.
I'm going to clean your desk and set up your chair so that you can actually use it on your desk with your computer and your chair. What about that?
I'll clean up my desk. I've seen how you clean up my stuff.
How do I clean up your
I
stuff?
have to go to the dumpster and find my stuff.
I promise I won't throw anything away.
Okay, fine. That might work. I can see that would be why. That was why I wasn't. And we can solve it, sure, by clearing up that desk a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Co-creation, right?
Yep. All right. Traffic jam in nowhere.
Traffic jam to nowhere. I've actually never seen so many
I've
cars.
never seen so many cars in my life here.
That's hilarious.
It's Monday.
I know.
There's nothing at the end of
In
the
the
Monday.
middle of
Nobody
the
gets to go to
day.
work down there.
Yeah. What on earth? It's bizarre. It really is.
Okay, so the Brown's gas, inhalation and drinking, an effect on the body. So far, noticeably, appetite's different. And I can't put my finger on a physical.
Mm-hmm.
This I see is different. Or
It's very early
a
days. isn't it?
certain. Yeah, it's very early.
I mean, he said he had results after about, was it? I can't
Everything,
remember. A few
everything
days.
from a few weeks to 6 months.
Yeah.
There were different things that healed at
Yeah.
different rates,
Yeah.
and some of them were
Some were small
scars
items,
and things,
then
and
some
little
were big items.
little things were. You know, that it was. He had noticeable issues too.
Yes, he did.
So I'm walking around. I don't feel anything bad or injury
for your
except for
knee.
my knee.
Right.
The structured water, the Mayu water, healed it instantly, but the effect of it lasted until I re-injured it.
Yes.
And now, in spite of drinking it often, it still likes to get re-injured. So maybe the Brown's gas will help with that.
And maybe look at the core issue of why you keep re-injuring your knee, huh?
Yeah. I connected it to fishing.
So now I can heal.
Well, if it heals, will I go fishing?
You have to ask yourself that.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I will go catch some salmon.
Well, you're going to go anyway, whether it's injured or not, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I checked in with Gaia on that, and there will be unexpected help in that area.
Oh, nice. Cool. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. And that doesn't mean that I'm unexpectedly going to get a deckhand that wants to go salmon fishing. It just means there'll be unexpected help in that area in a good way.
Great. I love that type of message.
So I'll allow it to go. I will continue with the process of whatever I'm doing. I'll work on healing my knee. I'll introduce the Brown's gas, breathing it, clean my desk. Yeah, okay, we can do all those things.
Yeah, I like that.
The other thing, and the thing that I'm actually more of a buying the story of, for my knee in particular, is the light.
Oh, yeah, because, that's the type of injury this lady had.
Yep.
Or this girl.
And you can use it specifically on an area to bring about the healing. Get them.
She was literally sitting in front of it, and it was angled towards her knee.
Yeah,
when I was a kid.
Literally what I see helping too.
Nice.
So the reason we're incorporating both the light and the gas is because it mimics more of where the human bodies might have evolved from.
Yeah, with a Saturn
environment.
sun.
Yeah, which is quite intriguing.
I love that story. It resonates with me. I haven't looked at it deeply, but it really makes sense. And it's like, I've been suffering from the analogy to the sun since I was a little kid.
Yeah, the doctor said literally, you're allergic to the sun.
Yeah, my doctor said I haven't seen it very often, but you're allergic to the sun. She tested me. And it's fascinating to me. Saturn, the rings of Saturn, I've never really looked at it very deeply. I mean, we talked about it a lot last week on our podcast.
I think a touch of it, not a lot, but a little bit of it, enough to say like, whoa. I remember we were talking at the lunch table about something, and I was explaining it.
You were explaining the red light
light thing to a friend, Dr. Friend.
A Dr. Friend,
yeah. And he was listening to the story, and then we
introduced
Saturn as a brown dwarf. Saturn wants to be a sun.
And you can see his face rolling his eyes. Oh, here we go. I'm just going to start listening now. That was so funny.
Yeah. And the rest of the table said, whoa, Larry, stop.
Yes.
Don't go there. You got to ease into these things. You can't just go right to the end of the story.
Yeah. It's a great story behind it, why it works, though. It's really good. I like it.
I like it a lot.
I want to test it on a plant as well, because if we put a plant in a dark room with just the red lights on it, see what happens.
They've already done that.
Did it turn purple?
It works 1,000 times better. I don't know about it turns purple. I think it does, yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the ways and reasons they found out.
Yeah. And
they grow
it's like
when they have the right
purple
frequency
thing
lights.
that we talked about, the plant being purple. I started doing a little bit of research around it, and I said, have plants are natural purple plants or something like that. I did research on DuckDuckGo, and I got a scientific paper saying that they have stipulated that the original ancient plant on Earth, the Earth would have looked purple because there was no chlorophyll in the plant. They used another compound or atom or cell or something because they digested energy differently, and because of that they would have looked purple.
Yep. And that supports the whole
thing. It's just crazy.
From this end to back. Yeah, it's every time you look you find supporting for it.
Well, that goes with everything. I mean, we're very careful with that anyways, because whatever you're going to subscribe to, you're going to find evidence for. Right?
That's a fact.
And that's a fact. So here we are, sitting outside in the sun, and Larry's got his shirt off. Not his t-shirt, just the long-sleeved ones. He's facing the sun, and the sun's hitting his face and his arms and his legs and everything. And I've got a hoodie on and a hat and a blanket, and I've got my hand stuck inside my sleeve so it doesn't touch me. long. I've got trousers on. Yeah.
Yep.
It's funny. Well, you must have arrived with the sun then. Because you love the sun.
Yeah, in doses.
I'm feeling like I'm burning alive right now. Even though I'm completely covered from head to toe.
Yep. Yeah.
It's going through my clothes. I can feel it.
Well, maybe we can invest in a cloud here in a moment. Have you ever done any cloud busting?
Manifest a cloud?
Yes. Ready for an instant manifestation of a cloud?
Oh, yes.
Okay, here it comes. Gaia loves you, honey.
Oh, yeah.
She'll give you a cloud.
Yeah. Most definitely she does, yeah.
Okay, it's turning down already. Feel it?
Yeah.
We're from 10 to 5.
Yeah.
And pretty soon it's going to be 3.
My hoodie,
yeah,
cardigan hoodie,
yes,
smells like it's been ironed.
Yes.
You know when you iron and the smell comes up from your
Yeah,
clothes?
yeah.
That's how my hoodie smells right now. Oh, it turned up again.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, was there anything else we wanted to talk about today? I can't remember.
Oh, well.
Just remind everybody, ibensacademy.com. Buy the Instant Manifestation Workshop with the coupon Inelia.
Coupon Inelia. Yes. That makes the price less.
Yes.
There's still a commitment involved.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There's a
Say
commitment
8
in
weeks,
time,
man.
energy, focus,
Yeah.
and attention. And
From,
one of the
from
main...
the company and from the student, right?
Right, because it's a pointless kind of exercise and a waste of energy, time, and focus if you're not committed to it.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah.
I could tell you the whole thing in a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
You won't do it.
Right.
It will just be like, that's not it.
Yep.
Without incorporating it into your life physically, and then having the reminders often and over and over and over, and the talk and the time and the energy of dozen people co-creating the process of here's what you've been doing your entire life.
Yeah,
Here's how to take control
right.
of that to some degree, focus it.
And I'm glad you mentioned the people, because this is a live-on, full-on workshop. It's not something that you can do offline. Well, there is an option for you to do it whenever you want by yourself. But the actual really meat and potatoes of it is live, and it's an 8-week commitment for everybody, right? And you're one of the facilitators.
Yeah, one of the facilitators, and it's a large commitment on my part. That means 2 months of my life I have to stop what I might think about doing, like go fishing. I'm going to be at sea. I have to stop that fishing on those days that happens, that I have to be available.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which isn't where it's not fishing.
It's not fishing.
It's pretending to go fishing. So
it's a big commitment.
I don't see any purpose or point in stopping doing something that I rather enjoy, catch a nice giant salmon and connecting with the salmons and going down the ocean and seeing the whales on my birthday and all the things that I really like about that.
Yeah.
There's no good reason for me to stop that if it doesn't do anything.
Right. So
But if it's going to change my experience of reality by having powerful, focused, high-frequency co-creators who do the work, and at the end of a couple of months focused attention are doing it, are actually instant manifestors who are high frequency, then they're making the same world that I want.
Yeah.
And they're now high frequency, empowered, focused and able co-creators.
Yes.
Who could do it with me, and they and I and everyone
go with them.
Experience the reality that comes.
Yes.
One of the best, I think, one of the most obvious, I would say the trees are writing words. A-A-X. A-I-X. Y-A-X. Yikes. I don't know what to say.
Yikes.
Yikes. I've never seen letters in the trees before, have you?
No, I don't think I have.
Bend over and look.
We're going to take a photo.
I'll take a picture, okay. Yeah, that'll be there. At any rate, one of the most obvious and clear examples of instant manifesting from the last time we did this as a group was and is Fossil Beach.
Oh my gosh, yes. And singularly, individually, no one in the group would be able to create what we're creating there.
Nobody in the group would have been able to buy it. Nobody would have been able to hold the energy of it. Nobody would have been able to get to the end where the person who's selling it would have agreed to, in the way that we needed it to be done. All of the ways that it came about were
a co-creation
of high-frequency
individuals
who had done this instant manifestation work.
Yep.
And in spite of doing all that work, there were still firewalls and obstacles and blocks and issues that needed to be handled, but
then you had to.
We knew how to. And as a consequence, it moved through. And we own it. It is ours.
Yeah.
It's not mine. but it is mine.
Yeah.
It's not yours, but it is yours. It is ours.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's tangible. That's a thing. It's
It
something
is
that we have been
physical.
trying for a long time,
Oh, yeah.
to buy a large number of acres
Yeah.
on the ocean
Yep. And it's
With a
way
group?
beyond.
with a group.
Yeah, way beyond anything we had actually even considered before was being possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, no doubt the process works,
Definitely, yeah.
and there's no doubt there's commitment involved,
Mm-hmm.
financial and time, for not just the people who are showing up, but also the people who are facilitating.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because all the facilitators have other lives.
That's right.
This
yeah.
is a commitment they're
A
making
commitment, yeah.
also,
Yeah.
right? So I guess, yeah, it makes sense. If people look at it and go, what about blah, blah, if you have that, then why do you need that? Why even bother with the charging? You're instant manifest. You can instant manifest all the money in the world. It doesn't work like that. I mean, it does. But it also doesn't.
Right.
In order to share this information, the commitments are important on all levels.
Yes, that's part of instant manifestation, the commitment level that you have with your co-creators.
Right. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, totally does, yeah.
And now I'm going to take a picture of the trees writing in the sky.
Okay.
Gosh, I just can't make it all out. It's like almost there. It's so close. So close to the word Ephany. Just remember the word Ephany.
Ephany. It
Ephany.
reminds me of the girl's name. Stephanie.
Well, it's not Ephany. It's not Stephanie. Stephanie is Stephanie.
Oh, yeah.
Ephany is Effiny.
Okay.
If there is a name, the only one that came up, I mean, like 4 links came up. The only one that's possible is an Irish name.
Okay.
But I don't know anybody named Ephany, do you?
No, I don't. No.
Okay. Do you remember what Ephany stands for? Empowered.
Happy.
Empowered. Fruitful, was it?
I don't remember. It was happy.
It was 2 words.
Happy.
Empowered. It's the state of being that you would describe the new paradigm.
Yeah.
It's the opposite, or it's not survival power over others. It's empowered something with an F.
Okay.
Honey,
It's
come.
good. It's happy.
Okay.
It's happy.
Happy.
High frequency.
High frequency. Happy.
Happy.
It's. It's. I can't read it still.
Take a picture. Maybe people can tell us what it is.
YVX. What's a YVX?
YVX. Will you be excellent?
Oh, there's an A in the middle now. Oh my gosh. I'm going to take a picture.
Okay.
We'll post it. People can help
Decipher it.
decipher this writing in the trees.
Okay.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
Sounds good.
Okay. Love you, honey.
I love you too, darling.